Lord, go before me. I speak these words not just as a habit, but as a declaration of faith, as a strategy for my day. Today is not just another day. It is a gift, an opportunity, a battlefield, and a marketplace, all rolled into one. And I will not face it alone. I choose to start this day with God leading the way, because when He goes before me, I am never lost, I am never defeated, and I am never without purpose. When I wake up, I know that my mind will try to rush me, to pull me into anxiety, to make me think about problems I haven't even faced yet. But today, I declare that God's presence is my first priority. I invite Him to guide my steps, to direct my thoughts, and to set the tone for everything I will do. I understand that the quality of my day is determined by how I start it. And starting with God ensures that every decision, every conversation, every opportunity is seen through the lens of wisdom and divine favor. I ask God to go before me in every interaction, in every meeting, in every decision. I don't walk into uncertainty blind. I walk in alignment with His purpose. I know there are challenges, obstacles, and opposition waiting, but I also know that with God leading the way, those challenges become stepping stones, those obstacles become lessons, and the opposition becomes a measure of my growth. I will not fear because I am not relying on my own strength or my own understanding. My steps are ordered and my path is illuminated. Anxiety has no place in my morning. Worry cannot dictate my actions. When I pray and invite God into my day, I replace fear with faith. I replace hesitation with confidence. I step into my task knowing that I am guided, that doors will open that otherwise would have stayed closed, and that opportunities will appear exactly where they need to at the right time. God's favor is a shield around me, and I move forward boldly, expecting good things. I also understand that this day is not just about me. It's about alignment with God's will. I surrender my plans to His purpose. I do not insist that things go my way, but I insist that I will follow His way. When my will aligns with His, what I touch prospers, what I speak bears fruit, and what I sow grows beyond my expectation. I walk with authority, not arrogance, knowing that true power is in obedience and alignment. As I continue through this day, I declare victory in advance. I speak over my work, my relationships, my mind, my finances, and my health. I speak blessings over myself and over those I encounter. I choose gratitude for what I have, faith for what is coming, and courage for what I cannot yet see. I start this day in thanksgiving because a grateful heart attracts abundance. I am a magnet for divine favor, and I will recognize every opportunity that comes my way. So today I will not stumble. Today I will not be distracted by negativity or fear. Today I will move with purpose, with clarity, and with God going before me. I trust that He is working on my behalf even when I do not see it. I trust that every step I take is in the right direction, that every encounter has meaning, and that my efforts are multiplied beyond what I can imagine. Lord, go before me. Lead me, guide me, protect me, bless me, and open doors that no one can shut. Let your presence be my first thought, my guiding light, and my source of strength. And as I close this prayer, I walk boldly into my day, confident, expectant, and unstoppable, because I know that when you go before me, victory is already mine. The moment you wake up, you stand at the doorway of possibility. The decisions you make, the attitude you carry, and the energy you bring into the world for the rest of the day are shaped in those first few moments. This is why starting your day with God is not just a spiritual exercise, it is the most powerful strategy you can employ for success, peace, and purpose. When you invite God into your morning, you are setting a foundation that cannot be shaken. You are declaring that you will not rely on your own strength, your own understanding, or your own timing. You are acknowledging that life is full of uncertainties, challenges, and opportunities that you cannot control, but God can and He will. Starting the day with God is like setting your GPS before embarking on a long journey. Without it, you may wander, make wrong turns, or waste time retracing steps. With God leading, your path becomes clear, your steps are directed, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable become manageable. There's a power in beginning your day in prayer, in reflection, and in gratitude. It shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, and from doubt to confidence. The first thought you allow into your mind should not be worry about bills, problems at work, or unresolved conflicts. The first thought should be God, because He is the one who can turn every problem into a lesson, every obstacle into an opportunity, and every delay into a divine setup. When you start your day with God, you are also training your mind and heart to respond differently throughout the day. You are more patient in traffic, more generous in conversations, more focused in tasks, and more resilient in the face of challenges. The energy you generate from that morning alignment carries you forward. It is like tapping into a power source that never runs out, a source that strengthens you when you are weak, protects you when you are vulnerable, and guides you when you are uncertain. Furthermore, starting your day with God positions you to recognize opportunities that others miss. When you are aligned with His purpose, doors begin to open in ways that logic and effort alone cannot explain. You begin to see solutions where others see problems, clarity where others see confusion, and hope where others see despair. Your morning connection with God is the secret advantage, the unseen edge that prepares you to move decisively and confidently. Ultimately, the power of starting your day with God is not just about avoiding mistakes or seeking blessings. It is about transformation. It is about training yourself to live in a higher dimension of thinking, to make choices that lead to long-term success, and to live a life guided by divine wisdom rather than fleeting emotions. Each day becomes a reflection of intentionality, purpose, and faith. And as you cultivate this habit, you will notice that your days are no longer ordinary, your challenges are no longer overwhelming, and your victories are no longer coincidences. They are the natural outcome of beginning each day with God at the center. Before you take a single step in your day, before you make a call, send an email, or start a task, there is a critical moment that determines the outcome of everything you do. That moment is the decision to recognize God's guidance before you act. Too often, people rush into action relying solely on their own understanding, their own strength, or their own timing, and they wonder why they face obstacles, setbacks, and frustration. But when you pause and invite God's wisdom first, everything changes. You begin to move with clarity, confidence, and direction that surpasses human reasoning. Recognizing God's guidance means acknowledging that He sees what you cannot see. He knows the paths that lead to victory and the paths that lead to unnecessary struggle. By asking Him to go before you, you are essentially saying, I trust your vision more than mine. I trust your plan more than my plan. This does not make you passive, it makes you strategic. You are no longer guessing or hoping for the best. You are walking with insight that positions you to succeed, avoid pitfalls, and take advantage of opportunities that would otherwise go unnoticed. When you operate under God's guidance, your actions become intentional rather than reactive. Every decision, every conversation, every step you take is filtered through His wisdom. You begin to notice patterns, connections, and openings that you might have overlooked if you were acting solely on impulse or habit. Obstacles no longer feel random or overwhelming. They become part of a divine plan designed to test your faith, sharpen your focus, and strengthen your resolve. The moment you recognize God's guidance before action, you are protected from unnecessary mistakes, wasted effort, and missed opportunities. There is also a sense of peace that comes with this alignment. You are no longer carrying the weight of uncertainty on your shoulders. You move forward with a quiet confidence, knowing that even if challenges arise, they are not outside of God's control. You are not alone, and you're not at the mercy of circumstances. You are walking in partnership with the one who holds the blueprint of your life, the one who orchestrates events for your benefit, and the one who opens doors that no one else can open. Recognizing God as guidance before action also changes the way you see responsibility. You are accountable for your effort, your choices, and your integrity, but the outcome is ultimately influenced by divine wisdom. This balance between effort and guidance creates a powerful dynamic. You work diligently, but you do not worry endlessly. You take risks, but they are calculated risks under divine direction. You lead, but you are led at the same time. Your actions carry weight, purpose, and direction because they are aligned with something far greater than yourself. In the end, recognizing God's guidance before action is about winning before you even start. It is about stepping into your day with strategy, foresight, and divine partnership. When you do this consistently, you notice a shift in results, relationships, and opportunities. Life becomes less about surviving and more about thriving. You become someone who doesn't just react to circumstances, but someone who is prepared, positioned, and empowered to succeed, because every step is guided by wisdom that cannot fail. Anxiety is one of the greatest thieves of productivity, peace, and potential. It creeps into our mornings, lingers in our minds, and clouds our decisions. It makes mountains out of molehills and convinces us that problems are bigger than they really are. But there is a way to break free from that cycle, a way to replace worry with certainty, fear with courage, and doubt with unshakable confidence. That way is faith. Faith that God is with you, that he sees what you cannot see, and that his plans for you are good. When you start your day with God, when you invite his presence into every thought and decision, anxiety loses its grip. You are no longer trying to control the uncontrollable, predict the unpredictable, or carry burdens that are not yours to carry. Faith becomes your foundation, and confidence becomes the natural outcome. You understand that life is full of uncertainties, but you are not navigating them alone. You step forward with the calm assurance that someone far greater than your problems is guiding every move you make. Replacing anxiety with faith does not mean problems vanish. It means you respond differently. You see challenges as opportunities to grow, obstacles as lessons in patience and perseverance, and delays as part of a greater plan. Confidence grows because you are no longer running on fear or speculation. You are running on trust, preparation, and divine alignment. Your mind becomes a tool for solutions instead of a breeding ground for worry. Your energy becomes a force for progress instead of a drain from fear. Faith also gives you clarity. Anxiety clouds judgment, makes decisions harder, and saps motivation. When you replace anxiety with faith, you gain perspective. You begin to recognize what you can change and what you must leave in God's hands. You make decisions with wisdom, not panic. You act with purpose, not hesitation. You move forward knowing that even if challenges arise, they are not bigger than the power and guidance that God provides. Confidence grows because your steps are no longer guided by doubt. They are guided by divine wisdom and intentionality. Moreover, faith and confidence have a compounding effect. The more you rely on God's presence to calm your mind, the stronger your confidence becomes, and the less room there is for anxiety to return. You begin to handle pressure without panic, setbacks without despair, and criticism without discouragement. You no longer wait for circumstances to give you courage. You carry courage into every circumstance. You understand that peace is not the absence of problems, but the presence of God in every problem. Replacing anxiety with faith and confidence transforms your life because it shifts your focus from what could go wrong to what is already aligned for your good. It allows you to act boldly, speak with authority, and move decisively. It removes hesitation and indecision and replaces them with action and certainty. You begin to understand that the battles you feared are often victories in disguise, and the challenges you dreaded are opportunities to demonstrate resilience, wisdom, and trust. By choosing faith over fear every morning, you position yourself for success before the day even begins. You are no longer reactive to circumstances. You are proactive in alignment with God's purpose. Confidence becomes a natural byproduct of trust, and anxiety fades into the background, powerless against the faith that anchors your mind, your heart, and your actions. Every day holds potential, but potential alone is not enough to create results. The key is positioning yourself to receive what life, God, and the universe have prepared for you. Inviting blessings and opportunities is not just about asking for good things. It is about aligning your heart, your actions, and your mindset so that favor can flow naturally into your life. When you start your morning with God, when you consciously invite his presence and guidance, you open yourself to doors that you could never open on your own. You step into a rhythm where blessings are not accidents, but natural outcomes of alignment, faith, and preparation, To invite blessings and opportunities, you must first understand that they are rarely random. They're often the result of preparation meeting divine timing. When you start the day with prayer, intention, and gratitude, you are positioning yourself as someone who is ready, someone who is aware, and someone who can recognize opportunity when it presents itself. Opportunities may appear as conversations, new ideas, unexpected encounters, or even challenges that push you to grow. If your mind is cluttered with worry, distraction, or doubt, you may pass by those openings without seeing them. But a morning dedicated to inviting God's presence sharpens your perception, strengthens your judgment, and expands your awareness. Inviting blessings also requires a heart that is ready to receive. Gratitude is the magnet that draws favor. When you begin your day acknowledging the goodness in your life, you create an energy that attracts more goodness. You begin to notice that people respond positively to you. Doors open when you least expect it, and solutions come faster than problems. You are no longer operating on effort alone. You are operating in alignment with divine favor. Opportunities that once seemed impossible become reachable, and situations that once caused stress begin to work for you. Moreover, inviting blessings and opportunities is about intentional action. You are not waiting passively for life to hand you what you want. You are taking deliberate steps, guided by wisdom and faith. To position yourself for the blessings that God wants to provide, you act with confidence, speak with clarity, and move decisively, knowing that the universe responds to alignment, preparedness, and intention. You recognize that effort without alignment may bring results, but effort with alignment brings exponential outcomes. When you start each day by inviting blessings and opportunities, you are also training your mind to see abundance rather than scarcity. You begin to notice solutions where others see problems, possibilities where others see limits, and pathways where others see obstacles. This mindset, cultivated in the quiet moments of morning prayer and reflection, becomes your advantage throughout the day. You carry a sense of expectancy, knowing that each encounter, each decision, and each challenge can be a conduit for blessings if approached with faith and preparation. In the end, inviting blessings and opportunities is a declaration of readiness, faith, and alignment. It is saying, I am here, I am prepared, I am open, and I am guided. When you do this consistently, your life begins to shift. What once seemed unattainable becomes accessible. What once seemed difficult becomes manageable, and what once seemed uncertain becomes clear. Blessings are not just moments of luck. They are the natural consequence of beginning your day with God, inviting His guidance, and stepping boldly into alignment with His purpose. True success is not merely about pursuing what we want. It is about pursuing what we were created to accomplish. And that begins with aligning our will with God's will. There is a power in surrender that many misunderstand. Surrender is not weakness, it is strength. It is the conscious decision to trust that God's plan is greater than our own, to understand that His perspective is wider, His timing is perfect, and His wisdom is infinite. When we align our will with His, we are no longer fighting against the currents of life. Instead, we move with the flow of divine purpose, and the results are beyond anything we could produce on our own. Aligning our will with God's will requires clarity, humility, and intentionality. It means pausing to ask, what is the right thing to do in this moment? Rather than, what feels convenient or comfortable for me? It means making choices that honor principles, values, and purpose, even when they may not immediately satisfy personal desires. The reward for this alignment is exponential. Doors open that were previously closed, relationships deepen, decisions gain favor, and obstacles transform into opportunities. When our plans are in harmony with His plan, we no longer encounter the frustration of repeated failures or wasted effort, because our energy is directed toward outcomes that are meant to be. This alignment also cultivates peace of mind and confidence. When you are acting in accordance with God's will, you can move forward without doubt, hesitation, or fear. You trust that even if you cannot see the entire path, the steps you are taking are in the right direction. You no longer bear the anxiety of trying to control every result or predict every outcome, because you understand that your responsibility is effort and obedience, while God's responsibility is the outcome. This partnership frees you to take bold action, to lead decisively, and to pursue your goals with courage, knowing that your steps are guided by divine wisdom. Aligning with God's will is also an act of preparation for greater opportunities. Many people fail not because they are incapable, but because they are misaligned. They invest energy in pursuits that do not match their purpose, chase rewards that are not meant for them, or follow paths that lead to dead ends. But when we synchronize our plans with God's plan, every step we take builds momentum. Every effort compounds. Every relationship, every encounter, and every opportunity is positioned to contribute to the life we were meant to live. Alignment becomes a magnet for success, favor, and blessings. Ultimately, aligning our will with God's will transforms not only outcomes, but character. We learn patience in the waiting, perseverance in the struggle, and wisdom in the choices we make. We develop discernment to recognize opportunities that truly matter, and courage to step away from distractions that do not serve our purpose. We stop fighting life and start flowing with life, confident that our steps are guided, our decisions are blessed, and our path is illuminated. The power of alignment is that it multiplies results while reducing unnecessary stress, conflict, and frustration. Life becomes smoother, victories more attainable, and purpose more fulfilling. When we commit to aligning our will with God's will each morning, we are not simply asking for guidance. We are partnering with the ultimate strategist, allowing him to orchestrate our steps and positioning ourselves to walk in favor, prosperity, and divine timing. Victory begins in the mind and heart long before it is seen in circumstances. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is to declare victory and gratitude in advance. To do this is to speak life over your day, your efforts, your relationships, and your goals before the challenges even arrive. It is a conscious decision to recognize that you are not at the mercy of chance or circumstance, but that you are partnered with a higher power who has already paved the way for your success. When you declare victory in advance, you are setting a tone, creating expectation, and positioning yourself to move through the day with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Gratitude is the foundation of this practice. By acknowledging what is already working, what is already good, and what you've been given, you activate an energy that attracts more of the same. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, what you lack into motivation, and what seems impossible into opportunity. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith, and from frustration to forward momentum. When you begin your day with gratitude, you are planting seeds that will grow throughout your day, your week, and your life. Declaring victory is more than mere optimism. It is a declaration of alignment with divine purpose and preparation. It is saying, I recognize the challenges ahead, but I also recognize that every obstacle is temporary, every setback is a setup, and every effort is multiplied when I move with faith and intentionality. This declaration trains your mind to focus on solutions, trains your heart to remain steadfast, and trains your spirit to expect results that are already destined for you. Victory spoken in advance carries power because it creates expectation in your own life and signals to the universe that you are ready to receive. When you consistently declare victory and gratitude in advance, you begin to move differently. You handle challenges with composure, setbacks with perseverance, and opportunities with clarity. You no longer react emotionally to circumstances because your mindset has already been anchored in faith and expectation. You approach your day as a series of intentional steps, each aligned with purpose, each guided by wisdom, and each reinforced by the confidence that success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of alignment and action. Declaring victory in advance also prepares you to recognize and seize opportunities that others overlook. When your mind is attuned to expectation rather than doubt, you see openings, ideas, and connections that would otherwise be invisible. You act decisively because your heart is confident and your energy radiates certainty. People respond to you differently, doors open that were previously closed, and solutions appear where you expected obstacles. What you declare in your spirit manifests in your life because your thoughts, words, and actions are all working in harmony with divine favor. Ultimately, beginning each day by declaring victory and gratitude is a declaration of faith, preparation, and intentionality. It tells the world and your own spirit that you are ready, you are aligned, and you are confident in the journey ahead. By cultivating this habit, you transform your mornings into a powerful launching pad, your days into a series of purposeful victories, and your life into a testimony of consistent faith, deliberate action, and unstoppable momentum. As we bring this morning prayer to a close, remember that today is not just another day, it is a divine opportunity. When you start your day with God, when you recognize His guidance before every action, replace anxiety with faith, invite blessings and opportunities, align your will with His, and declare victory and gratitude in advance. You are not just moving through life, you are moving with purpose, power, and unstoppable momentum. Every step you take today has been prepared by divine wisdom. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every decision is an opportunity for favor. And every blessing you receive is a reflection of alignment, intention, and faith. You are not walking alone, and you are not facing life unarmed. God is before you, beside you, and behind you, opening doors, removing obstacles, and directing your steps. So walk boldly, step confidently, speak words of faith, act with intention. Carry gratitude in your heart and victory on your lips. Your day is already blessed because it began in alignment with the one who holds your future. Go forward knowing that when God goes before you, success, favor, and fulfillment are not just possible, they are inevitable.